My name is Lucy. I grew up in a small town. Our house was near a busy road. Cars passed all day and night. The sound never stopped for long. I did not like the noise. It felt like rain made of metal. My mother worked 2 jobs each week. My father left when I was 9. I helped my mother when I could. I washed dishes after dinner each night. I folded clothes on the small couch. I checked the front door at night. I tried to be brave for her, but I was still only 16. My hands were small and tired. My heart felt heavy many days. I wanted a quiet life so much. School did not feel like a safe place. Some girls laughed at my old shoes. Some boys made jokes about my hair. I kept my head down in class. I did my work and stayed silent. I ate lunch alone near a wall. I watched the trees by the gate. I counted the clouds in the sky. I wished I could fly away. At night I read simple books. I liked stories with kind magic. I liked doors that opened to light. I liked forests with bright water. I liked girls who became brave. In my mind, I walked with them. I spoke soft words to the wind. I felt calm when I read. My room became my quiet world. One rainy Friday, the power went out. The room grew dark very fast. The road outside fell quiet. I lit a small candle by my bed. The flame danced like a tiny star. I looked at the wall and gasped. A blue door shape shone there. It was bright, soft, and clear. I felt my skin grow warm. I stood up and touched the light. It felt cool like clean water. The shape grew into a door. A silver line ran down the side. The knob was round and smooth. I heard a soft bell far away. It rang once, then twice, slow. My heart beat hard in my chest. I wanted to open the door. I took a breath and turned the knob. The door opened without a sound. Warm air came from the dark. It smelled like pine and rain. The candle did not go out. I stepped forward with bare feet. The floor became soft, wet grass. The room behind me was gone. I stood inside a quiet forest. The trees were tall and green. Small lights hung in the leaves. They looked like tiny moons at rest. A clear path ran to a lake. The water shone like glass at dawn. A white deer stood by the edge. Its eyes were calm and kind. It looked at me without fear. I felt safe near the deer. I walked to the water and smiled. The lake held the sky like a mirror. I could see my face in it. My eyes did not look so sad. The air was warm on my skin. The deer stepped closer to me. I did not move or speak. It lowered its head to drink. A ring spread over the water. Then I heard a gentle voice. It came from the open air. "Hello, Lucy," the voice said. "Welcome to the quiet place." I looked around in surprise. I did not see a person. The deer raised its head and blinked. "Do not be afraid," said the voice. "I will not harm you. Lucy." "Who are you?" I asked softly. "I am Calla," the voice replied. "I care for this quiet place. I watch the paths and the lake. I watch the door to your room." My heart shook, but not with fear. "Why did you call me here?" I asked. "You needed a place to rest," Calla said. "Your heart asked for gentle light, so the door opened for you." I sat on a flat, warm stone. The deer stood close beside me. It breathed slow and soft and sweet. The air smelled like clean rain. My eyes began to fill with tears. I wanted to cry but held back. "It is safe to cry here," said Calla. "Your tears will not drown you here. Your tears will water the grass." So I let the tears come. I thought of the school hall. I thought of my mother's tired face. I thought of the loud road at night. I thought of my fear and shame. The tears fell but felt light. The stone stayed warm and strong. The deer pressed its head to me. I felt less alone in that moment. When I stopped crying, I breathed slow. I watched a bird fly over the lake. It had silver on its wings. It drew a circle in the air. My chest did not hurt so much. "Thank you," I said to the air. "You are welcome," said Calla with care. "This place holds your brave heart. It will not break you, Lucy." "Will I come back here again?" I asked. "If you need it, the door will shine. If you call gently, it will hear. If you forget, it may still come. The path listens to your steps. The lake listens to your breath. The leaves listen to your hope. The wind will carry your wish. Come when you need to rest." I looked back for the blue door. It stood among the trees now. It was half light and half air. It waited without any sound. I wanted to stay in the forest. I wanted to sleep under the stars. But I also thought of my mother. She would wake and call my name. I could not leave her alone. "You can go and still return," said Calla. "The quiet place does not count hours. It keeps your place in the grass. The deer will wait by the lake. The bird will draw another circle. Your steps will find the same stone. Your hands will find the same door. Nothing kind here will forget you. Nothing kind here will leave you." I stood and wiped my face dry. I touched the deer one last time. Its fur felt like soft cloud. The lake held a tiny wave. I walked to the blue door slowly. I turned the knob with care. Warm grass became cold floor again. The candle still burned on my desk. The rain still tapped at the window. I lay on my bed and listened. The road outside began to hum. The power came back with a click. The house filled with soft light. My mother called from the hall. "Lucy, are you awake?" she asked. "Yes, I am here," I said. My voice sounded calm and sure. I felt stronger in my chest. The next week was hard again. The girls laughed near the lockers. The boys made jokes in class. I felt the heat rise in my face. I looked at my hands on the desk. I counted my slow breaths inside. I told myself a quiet truth. There is a door in the dark. There is a lake in the light. At lunch, I sat in the yard. I watched the school flag in wind. A girl from math passed by me. Her name was Emma from class. She gave a small smile and left. I wondered if she felt alone too. I wondered if she also needed quiet. I wanted to speak but stayed still. My words were not ready yet. After school, I cleaned the kitchen. I made tea for my mother. She came home late and tired. She smiled when she saw the cup. We ate simple soup with bread. We spoke about small things only. Her eyes were dull with long work. I held her hand for a while. She closed her eyes and rested. That night the blue door shone again. It spread soft light over the wall. I did not wait this time. I opened it with steady hands. The forest air kissed my face. The path led to the lake again. The deer raised its head to me. The bird circled once and twice. Calla's voice warmed the trees. You came back, Calla said softly. Yes, I needed the quiet again. Today was loud and unkind. My legs felt weak in the hall. My head felt heavy in class. I did not speak with anyone. I came here to breathe in peace. I came here to feel brave again. The water looked deeper than before. You are learning to listen, Calla said. You are learning to rest with care. You are learning to hold your heart. The quiet place is your friend. It is not a trick or trap. It is a gift from your hope. Your hope is larger than fear. Your hope opened the blue door. Your hope walked you to the lake. I sat and told small truths. I said I felt plain and dull. I said I feared each school day. I said I missed my father still. I said I wanted one real friend. The deer stood very still by me. The bird sat in a low branch. The leaves moved like slow waves. The lake made tiny silver rings. Then the water moved a little more. A shape rose from the center. It looked like a small, bright path. It reached from the lake to me. I touched it with one finger. It felt like warm morning sun. What is this? I asked Calla. It is a promise, the voice said. It is a road for your courage. A road to where? I asked. To the place inside your words, Calla said. To the day you will speak first. To the hour you will stand tall. To the moment you will not hide. You will still be kind and soft. But you will not be small. Your voice will not break like glass. Your steps will not shake like leaves. I closed my eyes and believed. I saw a future lunch table. I saw Emma sit beside me. I saw myself say hello first. I saw us share a small story. I saw a laugh that felt safe. I opened my eyes and smiled. The road of light sank back down. The lake grew calm once more. The sky held a new star. I rose when the trees grew darker. The blue door waited once again. I turned back to the quiet place. "Thank you for the peace," I said. "Thank you for the kind light." "Come when you need," Calla replied. The deer brushed my hand once more. The bird took off into dusk. I opened the door and went home. Back in my room, I wrote homework. I read 2 pages for class. I washed my face and slept deep. I dreamed of the lake and leaves. I woke before my alarm rang. The road outside was still soft. Sunlight touched the window glass. I felt calm under my skin. I was ready to try again. On the bus, I held my bag. I watched fields pass the window. I thought of the promise road. I breathed slow and counted to 4. I told myself I could speak. I told myself I could smile. I would not run from my day. I would not hide from my name. I would step into the light. The hall was bright and loud. My hands felt cold at first. I walked to my locker door. Emma stood 2 doors away. Our eyes met for a second. My heart jumped in my chest. I heard leaves in my mind. I saw the lake ring once. I opened my mouth to speak. "Hi, Emma," I said very softly. My voice did not crack or fade. Her face warmed with a small smile. "Hi, Lucy," she said back to me. A quiet joy rose in my chest. It was small and clear and real. The road inside me grew longer. The day did not feel so heavy. I walked to class with steadier steps. That night I did not see the door, but I did not feel afraid. The quiet place was still with me. It lived warm in my chest. I could almost hear Calla's voice. I could almost feel the deer's breath. I could almost see the bird's path. I turned off the light and rested. I dreamed of speaking again tomorrow. The next few days felt the same. School was still loud and heavy. The girls in the hall still laughed. The boys still made sharp jokes. But I felt a small change in me. I had a place to go now. Even if no one knew about it, the quiet place was mine. One afternoon, it rained all day. The road outside my window shone wet and gray. I sat on my bed, reading. My mother worked late again. The house felt still. Then I saw it, the blue glow on the wall. My heart warmed. I closed my book and went to it. The door opened and the air changed. This time, the forest was brighter. The leaves shone as if they had been washed clean. The deer came to me at once. The bird flew low over my head. And then I heard Calla's voice. "Lucy, you are back." "Yes," I said. It was a long day. I sat on the same warm stone by the lake. The water was still and deep. My eyes followed the silver bird as it flew to the other side. "Tell me," Calla said. What happened today? I spoke slowly. In class, I wanted to answer. I knew the right answer, but I felt the words hide in my mouth. My teacher called on someone else. My chest felt tight all day. That is why you came, Calla said. To breathe again. To let your heart rest. I touched the grass beside me. It was soft and cool. Will I always be like this? I asked. No, Calla's voice said. You are learning. You already spoke to Emma. You have already taken a step. Small steps still move you forward. The deer walked closer and put its head near my arm. I felt its warm breath. I stayed like that for a while. The world here was so calm. When I went back home, I thought about Calla's words. Small steps still move you forward. That night, I slept without bad dreams. The next day, I saw Emma again. She smiled when she passed me in the hall. I smiled back. It was a short moment, but it stayed with me all morning. At lunch, I sat in the yard like before. The air was cool and the sun was soft. I saw Emma walking my way. My hands felt warm. She stopped in front of me. Do you mind if I sit here? She asked. I felt my chest tighten, but I said, Yes, please. My voice was small, but it was clear. She sat down with her lunch. We ate in quiet for a few minutes. Then she asked, Do you like reading? I looked at her. Yes, I said. I read a lot. Her face brightened. Me too. What books do you like? I told her about the simple magic stories I loved. I told her about forests and brave girls. She listened and smiled. I felt my heart grow lighter. When the bell rang, we walked back inside together. It was a small thing, but it felt big to me. That night, the blue door glowed again. I opened it without fear. The quiet place welcomed me. Calla's voice came from the trees. You spoke again, Calla said. Yes, I said. We talked about books. That is another step, Calla replied. And each step makes the next one easier. The deer came to stand by me again. The birds circled above. I felt like the forest was smiling. I stayed until the stars came out. The lake reflected every point of light. I thought about my life in the town. It was still noisy, still hard. But now, I had something new. I had a friend. I had a safe place. And I had hope that things could change. When I went back through the door, my room felt warmer. I lay in bed and thought about tomorrow. I did not know what would happen, but I was ready to try again. The days began to feel different. School was still busy and loud, but I did not feel as small as before. Emma sat with me at lunch most days. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we just ate in quiet. Both felt good. One Friday, our teacher asked us to work in pairs. My chest grew tight for a moment, But then Emma turned to me and said, "Let's work together." I felt a wave of relief. We read a short story and answered questions. I found myself speaking more than I thought I would. After school, I walked home with a small smile. The air was cool and the sky was pale blue. I thought about telling Calla what happened. That evening, the blue glow appeared again. I stepped through the door and the forest welcomed me. The deer was already by the lake. The bird sat on a branch. "Lucy." Calla's voice came, warm and calm. "You are smiling." "Yes," I said. "I worked with Emma in class today. It was easier than I expected." "That is because you are growing," Calla replied. "Your voice is learning to stand in the light." I sat on the stone and told Calla about the lesson. I told her how I almost forgot to feel afraid. The deer stayed close, its head near my shoulder. The water in the lake moved gently. "You will not always need to come here," Calla said. "But the quiet place will always wait for you. Even if years pass, it will still be here." "Will I change more?" I asked. "Yes," Calla said. "The world will still be loud, but you will carry this quiet inside you." I stayed until the first star appeared in the sky. Then I returned home. The smell of soup came from the kitchen. My mother looked tired, but smiled when she saw me. Weeks passed. Emma and I began to talk more. We shared stories about books and small memories from home. I still had quiet days, but I no longer felt alone in them. One cold afternoon, I passed the wall where the blue door sometimes appeared. But this time, there was no glow. I waited for a moment, but the wall stayed plain. A part of me felt sad, but another part understood. That night, I lay in bed and thought about the lake, the deer, and Calla's voice. I could almost hear it, even without the door. The quiet was already inside me. One morning, our teacher asked for volunteers to read a short passage out loud. My hands felt warm, but I raised them anyway. When my turn came, I read slowly and clearly. My voice was steady from start to finish. Emma gave me a small clap when I sat down. I smiled and my chest felt light. After school, I walked home past the busy road. The cars were still loud, but the sound no longer felt so heavy. I thought about the forest, and in my mind, I saw the bird make a circle in the air. That evening, I looked at the wall again. Still no glow. But I smiled. The quiet place had done its work. I had found my voice. I went to sleep that night without fear of the next day. And in my dream, I was walking by the lake again. The deer was there, and the water shone like glass. Calla's voice spoke one last time. "You see, Lucy," it said, "you never left the quiet place. You carry it with you now." I woke with the sunrise on my face, ready for whatever the day would bring. If you liked my story, please like, comment, and share. More simple and emotional stories are Coming soon.